There we go. So again, welcome to day one of the True Self Mastery Immersion. Today, our focus is true identity awakening and conscious completion. My name is Ann Vandewater. I'm joining you from my hometown of Santa Barbara, California, on the ancestral lands of the Chumash people. So just take a moment to acknowledge the land you are on and the first people who stewarded that land. And welcome to you all. To prepare the space for our time together today, please create a quiet, uninterrupted space for yourself. Silence notifications or turn off your ringer on your phone. Have a notebook and a pen ready to go, or your computer if you want to take notes with that. And also have one blank piece of paper and a pen to write on it. You may light a candle to create a sweet and a sacred space for yourself. And you can also smudge yourself with a little sage or Palo Santo or incense or a little essential oil. I will do a little smudging of us all, clearing the energetic field. And you can also get a crystal or any special item that you wish to use in the space. And this is a sacred hour of conscious completion and remembrance. And so I'm very grateful to be here with you. So, this is the True Self Mastery Immersion. We are on day one of a 3-day experience that works together as a whole. And this is not a course, this is not a training, it is a return. It's a return to your true identity beneath conditioning and adaptation and survival strategies. You're not here to be fixed. You're here to be remembered and reclaimed and refined and realigned. So before we proceed, we just have some community agreements and some participation guidelines. So you are welcome to share reflections or questions in the chat. If I miss something, simply repost it. I will do my very best to keep up with all of it. And be open-hearted and open-minded. If there's someone here that you want to connect with and you want to offer support, please speak from your own experience rather than giving unsolicited advice. Focus on your progress, not your perfection. And remember that everything that is shared here in the chat stays here. And please remain present with this process. And I ask that you don't eat during the live call because eating and digestion takes a lot of life force energy, and we want to use all of our life force energy for this process. But beverages are fine. So we're going to do a guided meditation to set our intentions right now for our time together. So I encourage you to take your most comfortable position, whatever feels good for you. And if it feels good for you, you can touch the tips of your thumbs and your index fingers together, and this hand gesture that represents the harmonious connection of your body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit. You can face your hands down for grounding. You can face your hands up for expansion. And then if it feels good for you, you can close your eyes so that you bring your awareness within. And begin to tune into your breathing, breathing in and out through your nose. And slowly breathe in and slowly breathe out. And peacefully breathe in And peacefully breathe out. Breathe in light, freedom, and space from the sky above you. Breathe out and embody light, freedom, and space. Breathe in love, support, and healing energy from the earth beneath you. Breathe out and embody love, support, and healing energy. Breathe into your heart center at the center of your chest. Breathe out and soften your heart center. Breathe into your heart center. Breathe out and send yourself love, acceptance, and appreciation just the way that you are. Breathe into your heart center. Breathe out and expand light from your heart throughout your inner space, reclaiming your inner space for yourself, for your true self, for your authentic self. And expand this light all around you, 3 feet in all directions, and visualize that you are sitting inside of a huge sphere of light that is creating a safe and a sacred space for you and is going to attract to you everything that you need today so that you feel loved and you feel supported. Breathe in to your center. Breathe out and relax your center. Visualize that all of your energy that may feel like it's dispersed to the past year, to the past life, to the past lifetimes, to the future, to 2026, even to the holidays. Imagine that all of your energy that's dispersed out with other people, places, and things are golden orbs of light. And imagine that you're lifting all of these golden orbs of light off of the past, off of the future, off of all people, places, and things, and gather up these golden orbs of light and bring them up to the sun for purification. Imagine that the sun gets super bright and then the bottom of the sun opens and golden light comes pouring down into you through the crown of your head, filling up your entire being so that you feel all of this energy coming back home to you. And then reconnect with the earth, with grounding and stability. And take another deep breath in. And a slow breath out, just arriving fully here in this moment, grounding and centering your energy as we set our intentions for our time together today. We are here to immerse ourselves on our path of true self-mastery. Today, we are here to connect with our true identity, who we know ourselves to truly be, and to consciously complete 2025 with clarity, with forgiveness, and with gratitude. We are here to release outdated identities, patterns, and timelines. We are here to clear, release, shed, let go of stress, tension, heavy energy from everything that we have navigated during 2025 and may still be carrying. We are here to remember who we truly are. We are here to connect with our inner authority, our innermost intuition, our inner guidance system to help guide us as we go through this reflective process today. We are here to move through this process gently, honestly, and compassionately. And we are calling upon our true self and all of the most benevolent energy within us and all around us to lead, guide, direct, and protect us in our beliefs, thoughts, feelings, words, actions, and our relationships with each other and all people, places, and things on all levels, planes, and dimensions of reality, in the seen, the unseen, in the known and the unknown realms. We are so incredibly grateful for all of this love, for all of this support, and we are cultivating deep faith and deep trust that our time together today is unfolding in the divine right time and the divine right way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, so it is done, abracadabra. And sending all of these intentions out, I invite you to bring your hands together in front of your heart center in prayer position, and to also focus on any other intentions that you may have for yourself today and for this process. And together we will send out these intentions by chanting one round of the ancient sound, ah, which is the alpha. This is a fresh start. It's a new beginning of consciously completing. This is where we're really focusing on consciously completing this year. So take a deep breath in. Om. And touch the tips of your thumbs to your third eye center. We call upon the light and the clarity within us. Touch the tips of your thumbs to your heart center. We call upon the love and the compassion, the gratitude, the forgiveness that is a natural part of who we truly are. And then bring your hands to your legs or your knees. We call upon embodiment. We call upon our capacity to embody all of this work today, so that it's not something that we just think about, it's something that we actually take action on and that we embody fully. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, and say, ah, beautiful. And gently open your eyes. Wonderful to drop in with you all. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a cosmic context and about the threshold energy that's happening right now in our cosmos, and why I chose to do this process on these 3 exact days. And this 3-day immersion was intentionally timed to align with all of the powerful energies that are happening right now. Today is the final day of the waning moon. Tomorrow's new moon in Sagittarius. So this is a natural moment for release, for reflection, and for completion. The way that I see today is actually the last day of the energetic year, because tomorrow's a new moon, and then the energy starts to build, and it goes throughout the weekend and throughout the rest of the year. So tomorrow's the last new moon of 2025. It's a new moon in Sagittarius. It is a new beginning that's oriented towards truth, meaning, your true north, your direction that you're flowing to in your life, and also your future vision. So Sagittarius is the archer. It's the one who is shooting for the big vision. It's the one who's going, I'm going for my purpose. I'm going for my values. I'm going for alignment. I'm going for being the living embodiment of my true self. So it's very expansive energy. And then on Saturday, it is winter, well, it's solstice eve, depending on where you are in the world. It is solstice eve. And then Sunday is the solstice, which is a major energetic turning point and recalibration where we celebrate the light of ourselves, the light of the sun, and the light of Great Spirit. So these days are working together as a progression. Today is about completion. Tomorrow is about reorientation and really connecting with your true self after you've gone through this completion process, and then getting really clear about what is your big vision? What is your one true thing for 2026? And then on Saturday, it's the calling in the light of our true identity to guide us throughout the year. So, as you probably know, we are still in the year of the snake. This is going to go until about mid-February. So, this has been a massive year of shedding old skins that no longer fit. Snake medicine teaches us that holding on to an old skin too long can restrict your life force energy. One of my favorite sayings is the snake that does not shed her skin will be strangled by it. So this has been a massive year of shedding. And we're also in a 9-year numerologically, which is a year of endings, culmination, and karmic closure. So the combo of the year of the snake and the 9-year is pretty massive for conscious completions. And there is a lot of karmic closure that's going on. And this includes karma that you may have been working through this entire lifetime and possible many lifetimes. And as you may or may not know, quantum physics has proven that your past lifetimes, your present lifetime, and your future lifetimes are all simultaneously happening. And so there has been a lot of massive karmic work this year about releasing, shedding, letting go of anything that is not aligned with your true self, your truest, deepest, highest self. So you may have experienced fatigue this year, a lot of emotional processing, or even a sense of depletion while you've been letting go. And it's not weakness, it's actually alignment, because in order to come in alignment with your true self, you have to first release everything that you've been carrying that is not aligned. So your system has actually been releasing what is already complete, especially this past week. What's been going on definitely the past few days, but I would say the past week, is in many ways during this waning energy of the moon, there is a lot that has been completed, I would say, in the cosmos. And so you probably have been feeling your body letting go of a lot of things that maybe on a spiritual level or a soul level, you've already let go. You might have been doing a lot of mental or emotional processing. And you may have really be feeling like some of your relationships are shifting because you can no longer carry others or carry other people's karma or overfunction on behalf of others. And you may be feeling like your old identity is dissolving, like ways of being that used to work for you, old coping mechanisms, you might be feeling like, oh God, they don't even work anymore. So this is a liminal space right now. You are not who you were, and you maybe don't feel like you've fully embodied who you know you truly are yet. So this is that liminal space in between the caterpillar who's in the cocoon and goes into the imaginal cells, and you haven't yet become the butterfly. So be gentle with yourself during the end of this 9-year and the almost end of the year of the snake. And you're not lost, you're just between selves. So nothing is ending randomly in your life right now. Nothing is ending late. Everything is ending exactly when it needs to. That's why we say divine right time, divine right way. We are all releasing old versions of ourselves that were rooted in survival. There are ways, there are beliefs, thoughts, feelings, words, actions, ways of relating with people, places, and things that we may have taken on so that we can survive, so that we're loved, so that we feel a sense of belonging. We may have taken on this not true self energy out of a sense of performance or people pleasing or abandoning ourselves or low self-worth. There's multiple reasons why we have taken on not true self energy habits and patterns. And that is some of what we will be reflecting on today. Remember that there may be some old bonds that have shifted this year, that you've released this year, or you may be going through that process right now. And you may have been holding on to those old bonds because you feel a sense of guilt, or it's just habit. And you have a neuro pathway that says, I got to stay connected in this exact same way forever and ever. And it can also be karmic looping. So as you know, karma is, and the Buddhists call it the wheel of samsara. We loop around over and over and over with these karmic patterns until we get the lesson and until we get to the place where we can't stand ourselves in the loop anymore. We can't take it anymore. And we just have to clear, release, and let go. And we're also going through this time of releasing old timelines, old paths, old visions, old fantasies, old coping mechanisms that drained us rather than nourished us. And we're also releasing identities that no longer match who we are becoming. So there's a lot going on right now. And you've probably been feeling it, which is why it's so important for us all to be gentle and compassionate with ourselves. So if something cracked this year, if something stopped working this year, it was meant to. If something stopped moving, if you lost your motivation to just keep on going with something, it's because it was complete. So looking ahead, as you may or may not know, in human design, there's this incredible prophecy that was channeled by Ra Uru Hu, who is the channel and the messenger of human design. Coming up in February 2027, it marks the end of about a 400-year era of outsourcing our power and our authority. And in February of 2027, we begin a new era centered on sovereignty, self-responsibility, and inner authority. And everything that we're going through right now is actually preparing us, not only for 2026, but for this big shift in eras that's coming. So we're going through this big reflection, not only of this last year right now, but I would say the last 400 years, because all of you are super switched on evolutionary people. You're here to make a positive difference on the planet. You're all leaders in your own way. And we all want to maintain what is aligned. We want to maintain what works. We want to maintain the ideals, the things that are the best of the last 400 years, and bring them in to the next era. And so we're not only reflecting on the last year, I would say we're doing a lot of deep ancestral programming, not only in our own families of origin and our own lineage, but as human beings and as the lineage of humanity. So this is really big stuff that's going on right now. And this work that you're doing is a preparation. The work we are doing today is a preparation for all of these big shifts that are coming. So we're going to take a moment now to do a little human design authority orientation. So before this workshop, I invited you to generate your free human design chart. And today and throughout this immersion, you're going to be using your authority to guide you through this process. So your authority, and it's usually inner authority, unless you're a reflector, then the moon is your authority. You have lunar authority, but your inner authority is your innate intuition. It helps you make wise choices. It helps you reflect clearly on what you've experienced, and it supports you in moving forward in alignment with your true self. It's kind of like the one true thing that you got to count on is your inner authority. So in the chat box, please write down what your authority is. I am a generator in human design, so I have natural sacral authority, but I actually have emotional authority, which means my gut gives me hits about things in the moment. But when it comes to really big decisions in life, I have to wait. I have to be patient. I have to ride my emotional wave and not make choices based on emotional highs and emotional lows. So far, we've got, let's see, Marion, emotional, Sutapa, emotional, Norleen, splenic, Gwen, emotional, Kyla, sacral, Aaron, sacral, Sheila, sacral, Kimmy, emotional, Connie, sacral, Mitzi, sacral, Beth, sacral. Woo, gotta keep up with these. Kathy, emotional, Kimberly, emotional, Shira, sacral, Flora, you're a manifesting generator. You'll look up yours in a sec. Mac, splenic. Kim, give me your authority, not your type. Cheyenne, sacral. Scott, emotional. Okay, great, everybody. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what these all mean. We've got sacral, emotional, splenic. Looks like that's it. I don't think I missed anybody, but it's really fun to learn about all this stuff because it is not only about you, but it can help you a lot with your relationships. It can help you a lot with learning how the people that you're in relationship with, how they're oriented, and then you can support them as well. So raise your hand if you have emotional authority. When you have emotional authority, it means clarity comes over time. You have to ride your emotional waves until you have emotional clarity. And so during this process over the next few days, if it takes you a little bit more time to get clear about this stuff, be patient with yourself. Clarity will come. Raise your hand if you have sacral authority. So if you have sacral authority, your gut is your barometer. And you get a clear thumbs up. This is awesome. I got champagne bubbles. I love it. This lights me up. I've got the truth chills or no way. No bueno. Don't want it. Don't like it. Okay, Flora, great. You're emotional authority. So if you've got that sacral authority, it comes in the moment and you just have to trust your gut, right? If you have splenic authority, raise your hand. I know a few of you do. It means you've got instant, intuitive knowing in the moment, but it only speaks once and it speaks kind of quietly. It's kind of mellow. It's not like a big, giant foghorn. So you got to listen. You got to stay tuned in. Even though no one here has these other authorities, I'm going to share them. If you have, because one of your loved ones might, if you have ego or heart authority, your decisions are rooted in will and desire. It's like, I want it because I want it. That's it. If you've got self-projected authority, it means that clarity comes through speaking and hearing yourself speak. If you have mental or environmental authority, it means that clarity comes through discussion in the right environment with the right.
The volume just dropped.
Oops, it did? Can you hear me? Okay, great. Awesome. So maybe try turning up your volume. So I was saying mental or environmental authority, you get clarity through having conversations and discussion in the right environments with people, places, and things. If you have lunar authority, it means clarity comes over a full lunar cycle. And I always say, follow the moon cycles. Follow when it's new moon, full moon, when the moon is waxing, and when the moon is waning. And then have talks with the moon and pay attention to energy building and energy waning. So we're going to go through a process right now where I'm going to ask you some questions and allow your authority to guide you in how you answer the questions. So get out your notebook and your pen, or if you're doing this on your computer, that's fine as well. I'm going to take you through part of the conscious completion process. This is a process that I created. And today's focus is on all of the challenges, the unhealthy patterns, the not true self energy, the shadow frequencies that came to light and that you faced in 2025. But we're going to focus on just one. Okay. And remember, trust your authority. So your first question is, what was the biggest challenge? What was the biggest unhealthy pattern? What was the major shadow frequency that came to light this year? That's another big thing that happens during the year of the snake. And also this 9 year is all of these things that were hidden beneath the surface come to light. And it can be quite shocking. So you may have been like, oh my gosh, there's this really big challenge that's been percolating underneath the surface, or this really unhealthy pattern that I've been living in, or this shadow frequency that came to light and that you faced. You did the tango with it. You got really real with yourself. You know, when you come to the end of the journey and you're like, I just have to face this one. I can't BS myself anymore. So what was that one big thing for you? Write it down. This is your next question. When you went through this challenge, as you were navigating this unhealthy pattern that you may have had for a long time, or this karmic loop, or this shadow frequency, which is like one of the most challenging things about yourself and your patterns and your habits. What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about yourself? Because everything that we go through, I feel, is so that we can learn about ourselves. We can get to know ourselves better. We can become more intimate with ourselves because our relationship with ourselves is our primary relationship. And we do have karmic loops. We do have challenges. We do have unhealthy patterns. We do have shadow frequencies. It's not just other people, we have them too. So, what'd you learn about yourself through navigating all of that? Your next question, and remember, go with your authority. Trust your gut, trust your emotional clarity, trust that quiet voice, whatever your authority is, splenic, emotional, or sacral, trust it when you answer these questions. Next question is, how does what you learned from that about yourself, from that challenge, that unhealthy pattern, that shadow frequency, how does what you learned inform how you want to live and lead and love moving forward? How does what you learned in 2025 from that challenge, that unhealthy pattern, that shadow frequency, how does what you learned inform how you want to live and love and lead moving forward? Because you are always growing, you are always evolving. Remember, all of the stuff that happened this year, it wasn't random. It happened for you, for your growth, for your evolution. And as we know, pressure makes diamonds, irritation makes pearls. No storm, no rainbow, no mud, no lotus. So we're spinning all of this to see, like, wow, how is this motivating me? How did this like stuff from this year, how is it motivating you as you move forward? And I'm dropping this question in. This one's coming in the moment. I love it. I'm going to actually write it down. I just got chills. Who will you now become? So we're talking about your future self. Who will you now become? Because holding on to that shadow frequency, that karmic loop, that unhealthy pattern, that way of being, who will you become now that you are shedding it and releasing it and are letting it go? Good. Good. So pause for a moment after you write the answer to that last question down. And usually, somehow, some way, we become the opposite of what that shadow frequency was. So if it was abandoning yourself, it is loving and cherishing yourself. If it is suppressing your truth, it is expressing your truth. It's usually how it works. But just take a moment and read over your answers to these 4 questions. and just really be with the wisdom that has come through when you've connected with your authority, with your own special inner guidance. And we're going to take a deep breath in and a slow breath out and just offer gratitude to what you learned this year because it's going to shape your future. So take a deep breath in, breathe out, say, ah, just flowing gratitude. Great. So we have just opened up a Pandora's box. Okay. Your soul's going to be talking to you for the rest of the day. New moon isn't until tomorrow. So, what I suggest is that you have either your phone where you can take notes or your notebook and your pen close by because there's going to be other things that come up. We're just getting into the groove of it today during our time together. And just know that more shadow frequencies, more challenges, more karmic loops, more patterns are going to and habits. They're going to be like, hey, now she's really paying attention. So let me talk about it too. And let your conscience, let your consciousness, let your truth speak. So remember, this is like moon waning, waning, waning today. And just be gentle, be compassionate with yourself as you go through this process. Just keep going through those questions, okay? And I will be sending this out to you later on today, and you can you can go through the whole entire video and go through the whole process again. And it might continue to happen through the rest of the year. And you know what? It's going to happen for the rest of your life. So keep these questions at the forefront of your consciousness whenever you go through life challenges. So now we're going to go through a physical release ritual. So now we're going to take this blank piece of paper. I just have an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. You might need more of these. And right now, we're going to do this for 2 minutes. So we don't go too far the rabbit hole. You can keep doing it later. But start writing down every stress, every tension, every heavy emotion, every karmic pattern, every old identity, every old shadow frequency that you used to embody, and write it all down. Get it out of your body, get it out of your mind, get it out of your heart, and get it onto the page. Okay? Do not censor. Let it all out. And remember, breathe, be compassionate with yourself, keep loving yourself, because when this stuff comes pouring out, it can stir things up. Okay? So just go for it. Writing, writing, writing. All the stresses from the year, the tensions, the heavy emotions, the karmic patterns, the old identities, the old habits, those old ways of being, where you're like, this is not me. I took this on for survival. I took this on for love and belonging. I took this on because I'm a people pleaser. Or I took it on because I abandoned myself, or I was outsourcing my power. All of that stuff that is so human, that is so natural, that we all do. So be compassionate. 1 more minute. Just keep writing, 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 as if you're just going, bleh. Get it out of your body, get it out of your mind, get it out of your heart, get it on the page so that you can see it. If you can see it, you can release it. So this is the end of the illusions. It's meeting ourselves in the field of truth. Good. It just lasts 30 seconds. You can keep doing this. Remember, for the rest of your life, for the rest of the day, the rest of the year, just keep releasing. Good. And move towards just wrapping that up. Trust that what you've written for now, it's great. You're good. Okay. So later today, sometime today, take your piece of paper and safely burn it and write this down at the top of the page. Okay. Even if it's messy, it's that we're burning this. So it can be messy. Write down, I have simply decided to release, shed, and let go of. Okay. I have simply decided to release, shed, let go of. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that piece of paper. You can go and do this out with the waning moon if you want to. You can go speak it to Mother Earth or the ocean. But take some time before the end of today and speak out loud. I've simply decided to shed, release, let go of, and then read it all out loud like you mean it. And then burn it, safely burn it in a fireplace, a fire bowl, a non-flammable outdoor space. And then repeat the process. Okay. We say simply just because you're over it. Okay. You're just over it. You're making it really simple. You're not making it complicated. You're just over it. I've simply decided I'm not carrying this anymore. I'm releasing this. And then Sheila, you're asking what's the definition of a shadow frequency? A shadow frequency are the beliefs, thoughts, feelings, words, actions, ways of relating with people, places, and things that you do not feel represent who you truly are. They're what I call not true self patterns, habits, ways of being. But what they really are they're the things that are really uncomfortable and really challenging to be with. That's what a shadow frequency is. Okay, so let's talk about forgiveness, okay? Because it is natural when you start, you're like, oh my gosh, I've been carrying all this stuff, and you're writing it all down. This is really challenging, or the way that I navigated that wasn't so great, or screw them, how dare they? Whatever you're going on right now, whatever's going on in your consciousness, let's talk about forgiveness. Okay. So one of the things that arises when we explore challenges and shadow frequencies and karmic patterns is judgment. You judge yourself, you judge others. So forgiveness is an essential part of this process. I actually just saw this little clip from Joe Dispenza where another guy, and I know we all know him, but I can't remember his name. Sorry, wise one. But he asked Joe Dispenza, what do you think is the number one thing that you have to, that's like a non-negotiable in relationships? And he said, forgiveness. And that's why I always teach about forgiveness. So forgiveness does not mean condoning. It does not mean pretending something did not happen or it didn't matter. My definition of forgiveness means letting go of the fantasy that the past could have been any different than how it was. So forgiveness is actually radical acceptance of what happened instead of that, like, no, that didn't happen. And that can happen when something happens that is so gnarly that we don't know how to process it. But on the other side of that, once we have the love and the support from ourselves and from others that love and support us, to be present with what happened, it is an act of radical acceptance. And then letting go of the fantasy that the past could have been any different than how it was. All the coulda, woulda, shouldas. I wish I'd done this. I should have done it like this. And it's like, what's done is done. But all of the studies with quantum physics have proven, because the past, present, and future are all simultaneously happening, that when you learn something now, when you can forgive something now, it actually shifts your perception of the past. It shifts the way that you navigate the future. And I know that this is a tall order, but instead of like, oh, it's okay, that's cool, that's not what I'm talking about. It's just, I've accepted what happened, and I'm letting go of the fantasy I have that it could have been any different than how it was. And in this way, you free up your life force energy. You release judgment of yourself. You release judgment of others. Now, when it comes to yourself and others, it doesn't mean that you can't say, oh, I suppressed my truth, or, oh, that was an act of low self-worth, or, oh my gosh, I was trying to get approval, right? That's just the truth. You don't have to judge yourself, though. Judgment is like, I'm bad, I'm wrong, I'm awful. The same goes for other people. You can just say, oh, they lied, or they stole, or they abandoned, or whatever it was, but you don't have to judge them. You can just say, that's the truth of what happened, right? So this whole process that we're going through requires forgiveness and radical acceptance. So now we're going to do a little bit of nervous system regulation, because this work shakes the snow globe. Okay. So put one hand on your low belly and one hand on your heart. And we're going to do this 3 times. We're going to inhale through our nose for a count of 4, hold for 2, and exhale through our mouth for a count of 6 with an audible sigh, and then hold the breath out for a count of 1. So slowly breathe in. Slowly breathe out, and then inhale through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2. Exhale audibly through your mouth for a count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, and then hold your breath. And then inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2. Exhale. Hold out for 1. One more time. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2. Exhale through your mouth. Hold for 1. Good. Slowly breathe in. Slowly breathe out. It's one of the best ways to regulate your nervous system, so that this is not something that you're just writing down. It's something that you can actually embody in your body, this releasing. And now we're going to say the word release 3 times. So take a deep breath in. Release, release, release. And what this does is it helps you to release the physical, mental, emotional, soul, spiritual, stress, tension, heavy energy that you just wrote down. Now we're going to do some emotional freedom techniques, some tapping. And what this is going to do is it's going to create a pattern interrupt. It's going to help to clear blocked, stagnant energy from your neural pathways. It's going to help you to create new neural pathways, new ways of believing, thinking, feeling, speaking, acting that are aligned with your true self. So we're going to tap on our heart center, just with the tips of your fingers, and repeat after me. It's important that you speak these words out loud. Even though I faced challenges, unhealthy patterns, and karmic shadow frequencies in 2025, and have released or am releasing them, I learned, grew, and evolved through them. And I am motivated to positively transform my life and be of greater service in the world because of them. For this, I am grateful. I release them. I forgive them. I forgive myself. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So be it. So it is. It is done. And then do 2 magic wands. Abracadabra. Good. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Oh. Good. So here's another life work assignment for you. Beyond burning that piece of paper and keep writing down stuff and going through those 4 questions. Is there anyone that you desire to have a clearing or a completion with? Is there anyone that you navigated a challenge with, or shadow frequencies with, or karmic loops with? And do you want to say something to them so that you feel like you have a conscious completion with them or with that chapter or with that pattern? And maybe you want to speak something out loud. Maybe you want to write something, but don't send it, which is very cathartic, or connect with their higher self. Or maybe you want to actually initiate a conversation or send a text or send an email. Contemplate this one and remember to follow your inner authority. What does your inner authority say about this? And even if you don't feel like doing that right now, remember, it is never too late for a clearing or a conscious completion. Okay. So we're going to have a closing gratitude meditation now. So bring your hands together in front of your heart center and gently close your eyes and take some slow, deep, steady breaths. Breathe in fresh new energy. Breathe out stress and tension. Breathe in peacefully and breathe out peacefully. Bringing awareness to the work that you completed today. This is really deep work. I'd say this is the most challenging work, is looking at the karmic loops, the patterns, the shadow frequencies, the challenges of the year. But when you have the courage to do it, it is incredible for creating space to focus on your intentions for the new year and your true identity. So I acknowledge your courage. I acknowledge your honesty. And acknowledge your courage. Acknowledge your honesty. We offer gratitude for the challenges, for the shadow frequencies, for the karmic loops, for those challenging habits and patterns and ways of being in our own life with our own self and with other people, places, and things. We offer gratitude because we learned something this year that we wouldn't have learned if we didn't go through what we went through. And we grew and we evolved. We became more of our true self this year. We are celebrating our willingness to complete what is complete and to anchor in this sense of relief and clarity and spaciousness that comes with conscious completions and that will continue throughout the rest of this day. And we are closing this container now with deep appreciation for all of the seen and unseen, known and unknown love and support. And in closing, we will chant one round of the ancient sound Om. So take a deep breath in. Om. And I bow to and I deeply honor who you are. In truth, you are awake, you are aware, you are conscious. You are the conscious completer of 2025. And I feel honored and blessed to be with you. When you remember who you truly are, when I remember who I truly am, we remember that we are the ones that we have been waiting for. Namaste. So take a deep breath in, breathe out, say, oh, good, and gently open your eyes. So remember, keep writing down answers to those 4 questions when stuff percolates about what you want to consciously complete for 2025. Remember to keep writing down the things that you want to clear, release, and let go of. Remember to burn those things. Speak out loud what you're releasing. Remember to regulate your nervous system. One hand on your belly, one hand on your heart with that breathing rhythm. Do the release mantra, release, release, release. Do your emotional freedom technique as you speak out the things that you are releasing. Use all of these tools so that this isn't just some exercise that we did here, but it's something that you actually embody. So later on, you will be receiving a recording of this session today. So if you need to, you can watch this again and go through the process again whenever you wish. And then tomorrow, we will meet here at the same Zoom link, and you'll get a reminder about that at 9 a.m. Pacific. And tomorrow, we will focus on true identity alignment and your new moon intention, your one big thing that you want to create and manifest in 2026. So I look forward to being with you tomorrow, and I love you and I support you so much. So amazing to be with you. Sending you all so much love. Have a beautiful day. Mwah. See you tomorrow.